3 states, 3 elections, 3 battles, and yet 3 states serve as ideal examples of how not to run the state's education system. 2 BJP alliances, 1 BJP-led government, and yet somehow these states have managed to highlight every single thing that could go wrong with the education system in the Northeast. And on the back of the digital divide, one can only imagine what lies ahead for the students of these 3 states. Yes, we are talking about Nagaland, Tripura and Meghalaya. I'm Kalyan Deb, and in this week's episode of Decoded, we look at how 3 states are dividing students to near guaranteed failure and why, despite such horror stories to show, none of the states will likely see education as a factor in elections, because who cares about students and teachers, right? Pursuing for months.
The village of Assam
In the 75th Independence Day,
Nagaland has a literacy rate of 79.55%, higher than India's average of 74.04%. Meghalaya has a literacy rate of 74.43%, a fraction higher than the India's average, and Tripura's literacy rate stands at a shade above 87.22%, much better than the other 2 states. This is where the good news ends. EastMojo could open a dedicated channel for the struggles of teachers in Tripura, and frankly speaking, it would be a breeze given how much content we would create. We have already done multiple stories, more stories, analysis, documentaries and more videos on this issue, the links to which are in the description, or well, search on Google. Do some work maybe. But this is old news. The gist of the protest is as follows. 10,323 teachers were part of a group of teachers recruited in different phases till 2010, last in various posts of graduate teachers, postgraduate teachers and undergraduate teachers. The selection of 10,323 teachers was done under advertisements issued in the year 2002, 2006 and 2009, which was challenged before the High Court of Tripura by Tanmay Nath and others. The appointment of 10,323 teachers was cancelled by the Tripura High Court on May 7, 2014, after spotting irregularities in the recruitment process. The Supreme Court later upheld the verdict in 2017. The BJP, in the run-up to the elections, had promised to address the issue, of course. It is 2022 and 2023 is knocking on the doors. Yet the teachers are still waiting, and their only thing that they have received as part of their demand is, well, lathi charge. Some have been luckier though. They got hospitalized too. Now, yes, some teachers among the 10,323 did get work in different departments, but that is beside the point. Over 80% of these teachers remain without a job. Many have died due to stress, and yet they are no closer to finding a solution. But you know what is the most worrying aspect? No one has yet been charged for the discrepancies. How is it that despite irregularities in the recruitment process, no one but the teachers paid the price? So teachers paid the price, their families paid the price, and the officials who caused the irregularities remain to continue with irregularities. Maybe they learned from Meghalaya. We have an assortment of teacher news from Meghalaya. Teacher losing jobs? Check. Teachers protesting? Check. Teachers being told their problems would be addressed? Check. Alleged teachers threatening to pick up guns? Check. Teachers being fired at? Check. The adobe of clouds have become a hellhole for education, and the teachers have been at the center of this downward spiral. We will go on to say that when it comes to Meghalaya and teachers' appointments, it looks like a mystery novel. No one knows what will happen next. Cleared exams? Yes. Cleared them again. What? Over 800 contractual teachers were terminated 2 years ago after they failed to clear the Meghalaya Teachers Eligibility Test, or MTET, and have been protesting since under the banner of the Meghalaya Government Lower Primary Contractual Teachers Association. And this was not enough. A day after agitating contractual teachers of state-run schools in Meghalaya who lost their jobs 2 years ago were lathi charged by the police and stopped from trying to enter the Secretariat in Shillong. Education Minister Lakshman Rimbui made it clear that their demand for reinstatement or regularization would not be met. But Rimbui did say that age condonation would be given to them so they can reappear for the Meghalaya teacher eligibility test. This is of course not the first teachers' agitation in Meghalaya. Earlier this year, teachers waged a long protest to get their salaries cleared and some even threatened to pick up guns. And amid all this, Meghalaya's education system is now threatening to become world famous. Garo Hills, home to the Sangmas, think Conrad, James, Agatha, Mukul, has such an appalling education system that we at EastMojo are almost, and no offense here, spoilt for choice in terms of stories to do. Schools with no teachers, schools with no roof, schools with no toilets, schools with no infrastructure, schools closed, schools with no teachers for years, no end. But Meghalaya government is not bothered. And since the opposition MLAs are equally guilty here, even their cheerleaders, hello Saket Gokhale, are unlikely to speak on this matter. It is a good thing that so many people believe in God in Meghalaya because clearly no mortal can be of help here. And oh, Nagaland, dear Nagaland. I'm pretty sure that Nefurio cannot blame Article 371 for this. The All Nagaland Ad Hoc Teachers Group or ANATG 2015 batch with 1,166 members appointed to different government schools in the state from 1994 to 2012 has been staging a demonstration outside the state's Civil Secretariat since September 26. And yet, after 12 days, the protest had to be called off. The third round of talks between a 30-member team of ANATG 2015 batch, led by its president Rugot Soli and a 5-member government side headed by Principal Secretary to Chief Minister K.D. Vizo on October 8 concluded on a positive note with a decision to set up a high-powered committee headed by Principal Secretary or Commissioner Secretary within 15 days and submit its recommendation by June 2023. Thereafter, a process would be taken up to resolve the matter of ANATG 2516 batch by December 2023. Here is the thing that we have not yet understood. At no point have the three state governments taken any action against erring officials. Irregularities in recruitment, teachers pay. Non-confirmation of ad hoc teachers, teachers pay. Bad condition of schools, students pay. When on earth do officials get to face the music? Why has no education department officer in Garo Hills, for example, not been suspended or arrested for the dereliction of their duties? How do senior officials of the education department continue to draw a fat salary while students wonder when they will see a real, actual teacher? And this is why it will never become an election issue. You think Conrad Sangma will highlight his state's education model to ask for votes? You think Mukul Sangma will show us how brilliant education is in his constituency? You think Nefurio will accept that the digital divide is a real threat to his state that his government has been unable to address? You think the Tripura BJP government will talk about a double-engine government helping over 8,000 unemployed teachers remain, well, unemployed? Talking about a broken system is all well and good until you realize you are causing it too. Then you will do everything to deflect from the point. These three states are slowly but surely depriving hundreds of students of getting a chance for quality education. Yet, it does not matter. Have money, will win elections. Students, well, one of them might just defy all odds and yet become an IAS officer. Then the CMs and the education department officials and the education ministers will pose for a photograph with them. If they do not, well, why bother?
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.